What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, an interesting video for you here on the channel. Who will John Cena face during his farewell tour? Now, I have a video coming out of who he's going to face at WrestleMania 41, but I want to talk about overall who will John Cena face during his farewell tour, because I think there's a lot of interesting people that I think you could really count on that make a lot of sense for him to go against in his farewell tour. It just depends on some other factors, in my opinion, some other people, in my opinion. But for me, I have like 13, 14 people that I think John Cena has to face during his farewell tour, and there's good reasons why. So let's start off with Braun Breaker, and I'm gonna have a places I like them to go against each other, in this little thing to talk about. First, Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is going to be the new face of the company. Kind of already said he's going to be on. He's on Raw for a purpose, and that's to really show that he's the new face of Raw. Same with Gunther. There's people that were stayed on Raw because of that. For me, Braun Breaker going against John Cena is going to be a must. I think a place like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or Elimination Chamber will be a perfect way for, if Braun Breaker has this IC title, John Cena winning it back and becoming a Grand Slam champ. I think that's the biggest thing for Braun Breaker, but I also think that being a face-on-face type of face of the company, type of fight would be perfectly needed and really build that Braun Breaker young talent-wise kind of feud. Up next, I think this has to happen. R-Truth. I think we absolutely need R-Truth and John Cena to either go against each other or to just tag team with each other for a little bit. I don't see a way where they don't have R-Truth in some shape or form be with John Cena, because, in my opinion, R-Truth and John Cena would be such a big missed opportunity that they would have to have a match in some shape or form, either together or against each other. John Cena and R-Truth has already feuded before, but I think just the whole prospect of R-Truth saying my childhood hero is John Cena, you have to have it, and imagine both of them doing their same movesense against each other. Up next, we have AJ Styles. Places I like, PLE. So I think a PLE for AJ Styles would make the most sense if AJ Styles is still even wrestling at this point, because we haven't even seen him on TV recently for SmackDown. In my opinion, I think AJ Styles and John Cena, I mean, they have put on bangers before, but I think just relighting a potential feud would have to be something that we see. AJ Styles can still give banger matches. He got a 5-star match against Cody Rhodes during Backlash. There's matches like this that can still go on for bangers. So I want to see an AJ Styles John Cena feud again, and I think that's somebody that he would have to have on his list still, because they've made bangers before. It has to still happen. Up next, we have Chad Gable, and the places I like, Raw. I could see Chad Gable's potentially going against him for a PLE, but I think this is the closest thing we're going to get to a Kurt Angle and John Cena in a feud. I think Chad Gable's technician against a John Cena, his heel character right now against a John Cena, would make so much sense for him to go against John Cena. I think with Chad Gable's technician and being able to do crazy suplexes, showing his crazy strength, could be something that John Cena can show his crazy strength and really be insane, in my opinion. I do think that Chad Gable would probably just go against him on Raw instead of a PLE, but I do think that there is a chance it would be another PLE instead. Next, we have CM Punk. In my opinion, I've already talked about this before. Probably a bigger PLE. I could see Punk going against him. They've had bangers back in 2011. It's Punk versus John Cena. I feel like I don't have to say enough, or I don't have to say too much about it. Two goats kind of going against each other again. It makes a lot of sense, in my opinion, for them to really have this kind of feud happen and just really go at each other. Imagine just babyface on babyface. Maybe it's, Punk in a little bit more of a heelish tone. I don't know. I think it just makes a ton of sense, in my opinion. Up next, we have Cody Rhodes, bigger PLE, in my opinion. I could see a way where this isn't WrestleMania or SummerSlam, and then instead they have John Cena and Cody Rhodes somewhere else. You have to think about Cody Rhodes' kind of arc so far in WWE. Definitely been sort of a John Cena-esque kind of route where, the fake retirement, like Mark Henry, going against a super Samoan, in a sense, getting a rematch. I just think that it makes a lot of sense for Cody Rhodes and for John Cena to go against each other as two baby faces that are the face of the company. Maybe this is a way for Cody Rhodes to turn heel. I don't think that's going to happen for a long time, though. I think a lot of people theorize that because they just want to see change and change and change. Um, I don't know. I just think that this match is going to happen 100%. It's just a win because I don't think you could go WrestleMania without Cody, because Cody Rhodes will probably be in the Bloodline story. I don't think you could go, or even a Randy Orton story for Cody Rhodes next year. I don't. I think you could do SummerSlam, but I think there could be another Bloodline story still going. We'll just have to see, honestly. Up next, we have Gunther. I think Gunther and John Cena is probably going to be already for sure happening with the super evil villain type of Gunther versus a John Cena superhero-esque type of build. I think it makes a lot of sense for them to go against each other. I also think this would be a great way if they would want to end Gunther's title reign a little bit prematurely than having another 600-day reign. It would make a lot of sense because I think with Gunther, honestly, he's somebody that looks like is unbeatable. Honestly, looks unbeatable. And if you want Gunther versus John Cena can get the 17th title that he's been wanting, while also getting John Cena being able to defeat a Gunther isn't the worst. I think that shows that, John Cena is this superhero-esque player. Going against Gunther, there's a chance Gunther doesn't win. That's understandable. So I think that could really help a Gunther rather than maybe giving it to somebody else. But I'd be interested to see where this feud really happens. Up next, NXT talent Obafemi / Trick Williams. So I think that for sure there's going to be NXT talent somehow, some way going against John Cena and gets pushed for John Cena. Now I want to say Trick Williams. I want to say some other NXT talent. But the main person that I think is going to get this is Obafemi. I think it could happen at a place Raw after Mania where Obafemi is introduced to the world as this unstoppable force. I could see a way for Obafemi to vacate the title and then go after him later on in the year. I don't know. I think Obafemi makes a lot of sense, though, to go against a John Cena with his incredible strength, putting on incredible matches, and just be destructive towards a John Cena. While Trick Williams, has aura and can really be good on the mic and go in the ring very well. I just think, truthfully, that a babyface on babyface with NXT talent might not be the best move. I think Obafemi is probably that talent that probably would be a little bit better and has put on crazy matches already. Up next, we have Logan Paul. I think this is going to happen. I don't think there's a chance that they don't go on Logan Paul versus John Cena. John Cena's been on Logan Paul's podcast before, has talked about how well Logan Paul is and how shocking it is that he's done so well. I think it's kind of already set in stone. It's just win. I don't see them doing this in a huge PLE. I literally see this maybe Saudi. I could see this in, I don't even know other than that, Elimination Chamber. Just something, just like a PLE, a big PLE, Backlash even. Something like that where it's just a little feud that's on the side that they go against each other. Up next, we have Randy Orton. I want this to be the retirement match. I think it makes a lot of sense to have that kind of old era and new era go against each other and really just cement themselves as two eras fighting against each other for retirement. I think Randy Orton would make a lot of sense for this to happen because Randy Orton probably by then might be on his heel form again, would make perfect sense to go against a babyface like John Cena. I just think a retirement match is needed to retire John Cena with Orton because that's the good story that really shows the aggression always wins against maybe the goodness. I don't really know. Up next, we have Sami Zayn. A lot of people love Sami Zayn for the IC title, but they've also talked about how when John Cena first asked for an open challenge, the way we saw Sami Zayn was because of John Cena, so it's a little poetic for Sami Zayn to go against a John Cena. I like that story. A lot of people want to see it at like a Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. I'd probably see it at a different PLE. Maybe it's at Money in the Bank, for example. Maybe it's at somewhere else. Maybe it's a Toronto, somewhere in Canada type of event where John Cena goes against a Sami Zayn. I would like that a lot. We would have to see, though, because I do think that it's interesting to see where all these matches go against each other because John Cena doesn't have the isn't going to be on every single PLE that we do. Next, we have Ilya Dragunov. I think Ilya going against him. Oh my God, him on Raw makes a lot of sense. I think Ilya Dragunov is going to be somebody that should be pushed to the moon by next year. I think entering that new Netflix and Raw, he should be one of the main people that's getting really pushed into becoming this one of these great players when it comes down to Raw, having that great young talent. I think Ilya Dragunov makes a ton of sense to be that talent pushed. I think by the end of John Cena's kind of tenure and really just in that later year, he should be pushing talent a lot. And I think Ilya Dragunov is easily the ones to really push that talent high with his technician and show the world that he is someone not to mess with. Up next, and the last here, The Rock. I think they have already kind of hinted that The Rock and John Cena are going against each other. I think they are probably going to go against each other. I don't want to put my money on it because I think there's a lot of factors that we have to think about that maybe needs to happen before this goes on. Could this happen where John Cena is in the Bloodline story and challenges The Rock and The Rock beats him to really show how godly The Rock is? I don't know. Maybe it's John Cena defeating the final boss. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see because I think a match of this level would happen at either a WrestleMania or SummerSlam, and there's really no in between. It's just those two. Maybe a retirement match, but that's a little big maybe. I'd be interested to see. I really would because I think The Rock makes a lot of sense to go against John Cena this late in their careers where The Rock is finally a heel, like a true hard heel going against John Cena rather than two baby faces really kind of going against each other. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.